Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about evidence of evolution. What is evolution? Three different theories of evolution. Natural selection process. What is evolution? It is the process by which different kinds of living organisms are believed to have developed from earlier forms during the history of the Earth. Evidence of evolution: fossils, similarities in DNA, similarities between organisms. Fossils are the remains or imprinted of once living organisms found in layer of rock. Similarities in DNA. Evolutionists frequently assert that the similarity in DNA sequence provides evidence that all organisms, especially humans and chimps, are descended from a common ancestor. However, DNA similarity could just as easily be explained as the result of a common creator. Every living thing, creature has DNA, which has a lot of inherited information about how the body builds itself. Scientists can compare the DNA of the two organisms. The more similar the DNA, the more closely related the organisms. This method can also help when looks are deceptive. Organisms that are fittest able to adapt within the population, and they have the greater percentage to survive more than the organisms that aren't able to adapt. Evidence of evolution. There are plenty of evidence that support the theory of evolution. They show that all the species have a common origin. Anatomical tests compare the body structure in order to establish possible relationships of kinship. Paleontological tests. They are based on the study of fossils and demonstrate evolution, since many fossils have certain similarities with current species or present intermediate forms of two current species, such as the Archaeopteryx fossils, reptile and bird traits. Different theories of evolution: New Darwinism, Lamarckism. Theories of evolution. New Darwinism. This is an altered explanation of Darwin's theory with regard to modern synthesis of natural selection and Mendelian genetics. The main force driving speciation is the gathering of genotypic variation in a gene pool. Sometimes this theory is also referred to as the modern synthesis theory of natural selection. Reproduction isolation has a major part in speciation, allowing differential amplification of the fittest genes in a gene pool. Natural selection of the most suitable genes is associated with the origination of new species. Darwinism. This theory was anticipated by Charles Darwin. The interbreeding population of individuals always has similar characteristics with certain variabilities, individual or internal. The population will turn itself. Variation does exist regardless of the condition of the organism. Lamarckism. This theory was anticipated by Jean-Baptiste Lamarck. Individual population has identical characteristics. Individual can make difference. Internal drive toward greater complexity and influenced by the inheritance of properties. Occur variation are tailored to the needs of the organism. Natural selection process. It is a simple mechanism that causes population of living thing to change over time. In fact, it is so simple that it can be broken down into 5 basic steps: variation, inheritance, selection, time, and adaptation. Variation and inheritance. Members of any given species are seldom exactly the same, either inside or outside. Organisms can vary in size, coloration, ability to fight off diseases, and countless other traits. Such variation is often the result of random mutation or copying errors that arise when cells divide as new organisms develop. When organisms reproduce, they pass on the DNA, the set of instructions encoded in living cells for building bodies, to their offspring, and since many traits are encoding in DNA, offspring often inherit the variation of their parents. Tall people, for example, tend to have tall children. Selection, survival, and reproduction. Environments cannot support unlimited population because resources are limited. More organisms are born than can survive. Some individual will be more successful at finding food, mating, and or avoiding predators, and will have a better chance to thrive, reproduce, and pass on their DNA. Small variation can influence whether or not an individual lives and produces difference in color, for instance, and aid some individual in camouflaging themselves from predators. Sharper eyes and claws help an eagle catch its dinner, and brighter coloration improves a male peacock chances of attracting a mate. Time and adaptation. In generation after generation, advantage traits help some individuals survival and reproduce, and these traits are passed on to greater and greater numbers of offspring after just a few generations or after thousands, depending on the circumstances. Such traits become common in the population. The result is a population that is better suited, better adapted to some aspects of the environment that was before. Legs once used for walking or modified for use as wings or flippers. Scales used for protection. Changes colors to serve as camouflage. Thank you for watching. Made by Ruqayya Abdel Nasser.